Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gunnar here. Welcome back to the channel. It's finally May. You know, we're getting that nice weather now. It's gonna be 70 today, and as you can see, the sun's shining. It's a beautiful day, not a lot of wind, it's calm. Perfect day to go turkey hunting if I had a tag, which I don't. But today I wanna talk a little bit about what you should be doing right now when it comes to protecting wildlife, promoting good hatch rates when it comes to turkey nests, and successful fawning ground. Now, first and foremost, I want to urge you guys to be patient during this time of the year. Now, when we're talking about turkey nesting and hatch rates, turkeys have a 40% hatch rate on their nests to begin with. So that's not a lot of room to work with when we're talking about maintaining food plots as I'm standing in here right now. I've got rye coming up. Once this comes up 3-4 feet tall, I'm not going to be able to come in here and find a nest very easily. So if you guys have some chores that you need to take care of when it comes to your food plots, maybe you're managing your rye, you're coming in and you're brush hogging the top, keeping it at a manageable height. Or maybe you're gonna just disc it in altogether and plant something new for your spring and summer crop. I wanna urge you guys to press the pause button a little bit and just hold off on some of that stuff. This rye is going to take a little while to reach maturity before it seeds out anyway, so you have some time to work with that. But on the flip side, if I come in here with a brush hog on a tractor and I mow this rye down and I destroy 2-3 hatches of eggs, I'm doing the opposite of what I'm trying to accomplish, which is provide good quality habitat, sustainable habitat, and promote wildlife on this property. If I go and destroy the new offspring that are going to be enjoying the fruits of my hard labor out here, that's the opposite of what I'm trying to accomplish. Same thing goes for fawns. Now, once this rye comes up 3-4 feet tall, I'm not going to be able to see a fawn either. So I'm going to have to manage this rye, but I'm not doing any of that anytime soon here. I'm going to allow this rye to get up to sexual maturity, and I'm going to be coming out here and I'm going to be looking at it, and I'm going to take that seed out, and if it gets to that doughy stage, then I know it's ready to be crimped over, and I can successfully crimp that and terminate that. And then I will go ahead and plant my crimson clover and my summer blend into that to promote good, healthy soil. I'm not doing any of that right now because I want to promote healthy fawning ground. Guys, it's Gunnar. Look, a lot of you guys have been talking to me, telling me how you need help. Well, I want to talk to you today about Whitetail coaching. One-on-one virtual coaching with me. We'll go in-depth on whatever problems, whatever help you need. We'll find the solution you're looking for. Shoot me a text, 608-632-7233. 608-632-7233. I got your back for life. Now let's get back to the video. Good quality nesting habitat, because this is perfect nesting habitat when you're talking about a good hardwood edge along with grasses coming up. That's edge habitat. I've got switchgrass here. If I'm trying to maintain that, if I'm mowing weeds down at this time of the year, there's a high probability that there could be a nest in here. There could be a fawn in here. So I'm trying to avoid killing off some of the future offspring that are going to be enjoying the fruits of my hard labor, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to accomplish better habitat, better hunting for ourselves, but a more sustainable property that can hold more turkeys, more deer, and be a better property in general. So that's something I wanted to get out of the way right off the bat. But what can we be doing right now to promote good, healthy habitat for wildlife, the new fawns, the new turkey poults? Well, first and foremost is we need to have good edge habitat. So the woods is starting to green up, but as those leaves start to form on the canopy trees, it's starting to shade out the forest floor where we need the most growth, the most regeneration to provide that good quality, safe habitat that these young poults and the young fawns are looking for. So the things you can be doing to promote that, encourage that, and actually plant it are using native grasses. Now, switchgrass is not going to be an overnight fix for this problem in creating edge habitat, but in 3 years, you can have an outstanding crop of switchgrass and create a lot of edge habitat. I've found multiple turkey nests in my switchgrass because it's so dense, it grows very strong, and the stalks from last year create canopy effects that these hens can get in and lay their eggs inside all those old, drying out stalks as the new stalks are starting to emerge in early springtime here. It's a perfect scenario. Another situation that promotes good edge habitat is going to be your edge feathering areas. When you're going ahead and you're virtually clear cutting 30 yards off your food plots, and if you have rye coming, you're creating another edge. I've seen multiple nests in my edge feathering as well because I have some hinge cuts laid over top of each other, protecting those nests from birds overhead, the eagles, the hawks, protecting those poults from the aerial predators. But at the same time, it's thick and it's dense, and it's not easy for raccoons or possums to maneuver through just because it's so dense and it's so thick. So I'm trying to promote all of that edge habitat for nesting quality, for fawning quality. The better the wildlife can hide their newborn, the more successful they're going to be. And on top of that, when we're talking about promoting turkeys and successful hatches, we need to be doing some form of predator control. Now, personally, we trap and we eliminate coons, possums, any nest raiding predator that we can to promote and protect that turkey population that across the United States is in decline. Now, I don't necessarily agree with all of the tags that are being pushed out and given out because I don't think our population of turkeys in the country can sustain that. My perspective is if you kill one bird, that should be plenty. We don't need to be continuously sport killing our wildlife every single year just for an ego pat, right? There's a lot of influencers out there that'll go and kill 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 10 birds per year per guy. And that is just completely unnecessary just for content to promote. That's not a sustainable way of approaching our hunting. Our hunting approach needs to be sustainable. We're conserving wildlife, we're conserving nature, habitat, not exploiting it for our own benefit on social media or YouTube or clicks and likes or whatever that may be. So that's my stance on killing a ridiculous amount of birds every single year. I think a lot of it has to do with an ego-driven pat on the back, likes and shares that they can get from said killing. Kill one bird, have a great time, enjoy that memory, cherish it, but we're promoting wildlife, not exploiting it, right? So when it comes to everything I can do for the newcomers on the land, that's what I'm doing. I'm promoting good edge habitat. I'm edge feathering all of my food plots, thick, dense, nasty. When it comes fall time, it opens up a little bit as the natives start dying off and the trees start to drop their leaves and things open up a little bit. Then I have my trails for my deer to come out that I then therefore hunt coming in my food plots. Like I said, I've got 2, maybe 3 trails coming out of my edge feathering on my food plots in specific locations so I can successfully harvest those deer when the time comes. But as of right now, I want that as thick and nasty as I possibly can get it so those fawns have a really good survival rate, so those turkey nests have an excellent hatch rate. So me personally, all of my food plots are edge feathered for that specific reason. Now at the same time, I've got switchgrass screening all of them as well. I've got this tree line right here that's enhanced with switchgrass. 4 foot to 5 foot strip of switch all the way along here. I'm going from hardwood edge with some native browse, with some native shrubs, to a switchgrass line going along this food plot, creating another edge. So I've got switch edge to hardwoods, and I've got edge feathering edge to hardwoods, to rye plot. So I've got everything that could potentially become good nesting habitat or good fawning ground. Now I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook, and a lot of people do think the same way I do when it comes to managing your food plots, not tilling right now, not brush hogging, not running a hay bind through here and cutting hay at this time of the year, not disking. There's a lot of guys that are impatient. Now, that's what I want to urge to you is have some patience. What we're doing here, conserving wildlife, conserving habitat, this is a long-term plan, not short-term instant gratification like we're all accustomed to now. We're accustomed to fast, quick, easy, right now. That's not the case when it comes to smart habitat improvement, smart wildlife management. We need to be thinking long-term. What are the effects of this that we're doing? If I come through here and I kill 3 fawns that were laid up in this rye that I couldn't see, what's the impact of that down the road, right? In my area, realistically, probably not that much because there's such a high deer density, there's so much ag, and there's not enough does being harvested each fall. But in some areas, if we're looking at low deer density like northern Wisconsin or up in the UP of Michigan, some of those areas where it's less than 5 deer per square mile, we need to be very careful when we're talking about coming in here and potentially killing off fawns or potentially killing turkey nests. So I want to urge you guys, think twice before you go ahead and do something this time of year. We're trying to protect and promote and sustain our habitat and our wildlife populations, not exploit them, not potentially put them in harm's way, because at the end of the day, why are we planting food plots? First and foremost, for the benefit of the deer, at least me personally. Secondly, so I can successfully harvest more deer, create a consistent movement. Why am I going and doing timber stand improvement? I'm not getting paid to do timber stand improvement for the benefit of the wildlife. I'm doing it because I want to promote healthy habitat, great wildlife populations, sustainable, so that the future of my family can enjoy this property just like I have. That's what I think majority of hunters in America believe. Sustainable habitat. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be easy. But at the end of the day, something that's easy doesn't have nearly the satisfaction that working hard, putting in long days, long hours, hard work will once you find success doing it. If you're given something, you're not going to take nearly as much care of it as if you paid a lot of money for it. And I think we can all agree on that. So putting in that effort, putting in that hard work makes the fruits of our labor, gives us all that much more satisfaction. So kind of a run around video here today, but I wanted to go over that. Make sure we're thinking twice before we go out and do something by the seat of our pants, you know? This is sustainable habitat management right here. Edge feathering, switchgrass, good quality nesting and fawning grounds, waiting with my food plots until the next generation of fawns and turkey poults are able to handle themselves. I can wait. This food plot can wait. I'm not worried about what this rye is going to do from 3 to 5 feet tall. I don't need to come in and manage it. I'm going to crimp it over regardless. As long as it doesn't seed out, I'm not concerned about what it's doing right now. It's actually benefiting my soil versus me having to come out and do something and go ahead and brush hog it or disc it in right away. It's unnecessary. Let those wildlife utilize what we're planting this stuff for, what we're doing this stuff for, so we don't potentially destroy nests, kill off fawns in areas that could actually make a pretty large dent. You think about low deer density areas, if multiple guys that are planting food plots go in with a brush hog and kill off 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fawns, that's a substantial impact on the population when you talk about half of those being doe fawns that are going to be bred this fall. That makes an impact, guys. So let's think twice before we go ahead and make irrational decisions and become impatient and have to go do this stuff, when in reality, a lot of it can wait. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Kind of nothing specific when you're talking about doing something right now, but just wanted to get you guys thinking about that. What can wait? How can we provide the best habitat, the best fawning ground, the best nesting hatch rates that we possibly can? What can we do for the turkeys and the deer and the other wildlife? Now we can start planning. It doesn't have to be irrational overnight decision making. We can plan this out for next year, the coming years. And we can implement all this stuff like I've done right here with my edge feathering, with my switchgrass plantings, with my conifer plantings, creating screens, and now at the end of the day with my rye that is going to benefit my soil, increase the productivity of my food plots. And then once that gets to sexual maturity, once it starts to become doughy, I'm going to come in here with crimson clover, grows fast, nitrogen fixing, some other large stocky stemmed plants to create organic matter, plant that into my standing rye, crimp it over, allow that to grow up through the summertime. I'm going to have an excellent food plot for next fall. So think about these things, have some patience. None of this is overnight. It's not quick, it's not easy, and it's not fast, but it is rewarding at the end of the day if you're doing it right.